Can we extract from that experience at the Liptons that Graf was bothered less by the wind, her powerful stroking from the baseline?
Well, that day she certainly wasn't bothered by the wind because she was hitting the ball so hard, she was hitting it through the wind, where the wind had no effect on her shot, where Martina, it bothered her the whole match. And she had a very, very low percentage of volleys made. Usually, Martina against any player wins 2 out of 3 points at the net. And that particular day, she was lucky if she won 1 out of 10 points at the net against Steffi. So that really made an impression on her. In fact, she mentioned it to me the other day when I was asking her questions about her coach.
There's the first ace of the match.
In that match, Martina only got 15% of her volleys into court. She's mentioned that to a lot of people. It did stick.
Yeah, that net cord changed the path of the ball, and Martina hits it wide. 40 love. Second ace of the game, a love game for Steffi Graf. It's 2-1 in the opening set. Peter Graf sawed off a racket handle and gave it to his daughter Steffi when she was 4 years old. They used to bat the ball over the sofa in the living room, use that as a net. When she was 4, Martina was just playing on the pro circuit. In fact, in 1975, as we indicated earlier, she and Chris Evert won the doubles championship here at the French. Steffi was 5 at the time.
He's not sitting with his family. He likes to move around. He has been accused of signaling Steffi in the past, and she's been penalized for it, too. But no sign of that recently.
And I played with Steffi in doubles a few tournaments, and she doesn't even pay attention to him.
15-0.
No breaks of service. 1-2 Navratilova, although she survived 2 break points in her first service game.
Line. Overrule.
It was wide.
Yvonne Perse, top left of your screen, ruled the ball was good, and she was immediately overruled by the umpire, Rouve.
Navratilova registers her first ace.
30-15.
A little shaky.
See how quickly Graf moves.
40-15.
She really does. Look at that good start she gets on this. She takes a little short backswing, and she knows she's out of the point, but I think she would have started running if she'd known it was going up that high. That's just a little sign of nervousness from Martina, because usually she taps that with such force and such angle, you don't have a chance on the follow-up volley.
Forehand is long, it's 2-all.
Mademoiselle Navratilova. 2 jeux partout, première manche.
Now this is a rematch of their encounter in the U.S. Open semifinals, called the top women's match of last year. In that match, in the semifinals, Graf had 3 match points in the third set tiebreaker, but Martina able to hold off her young opponent. But how long will that last? The heir apparent serving.
She held her off by the margin of a 1/4 inch. On that third match point, Steffi had Martina dead with a passing backhand. It hit the tape and fell back. Ooh, Fraulein forehand.
There's that forehand of Graf's.
And Steffi has a very unusual wind-up. She hits the ball back off of her right hip which is unusual. And she does that. She bends her elbow on her forehand, and that way she breaks the fulcrum. You know, your arm is your fulcrum, and she gets a lot more whip and snap on that ball.
When we watch Martina's forehand, it's much more conventional.
Much more. She uses a continental grip. She cocks her wrist. And although it's a power shot, it's not really her best shot. Her backhand, she can do anything with her backhand. And by anything, I mean a beautiful slice, a chip, a great backhand volley, top spin, and a lob. So she's got all the shots on that one side.
Graf, 3-2 in the first set. Joanne Russell, let's look at that forehand of Graf's.
Now notice Graf's footwork and the big loop, but look at her arm. She bends it, she comes off the ground, but she gets a lot of snap with that wrist and that bent arm, and that's where she gets all that power.
Comes out of that spring like a panther.
In fact,
well, there's the championship trophy next to the president of the Federation, French Federation, Philippe Chatrier, in the front row, across the way. Martina serving 2-3.
Oops.
ooh, wind shot there. Ooh.
0-15.
Here's Martina getting into her serve, and this is what she does best, her volley. But on this last shot, the wind blew it. Notice how she was off balance. Whew.
And back to the live action. She tries a backhand volley and hits the bottom of the net, love 30.
That shot had no chance of being a point anyway. Steffi was poised and ready to get it.
So Graf, who had 2 chances to break
40.
back in the second game, now has 3 to take the lead in this first set. Renee Richards, who was called by Martina Navratilova prior to this French Open to seek her coaching counsel, and her friend Judy Nelson.
Behind them, Martina's parents. And it's Dr. Renee Richards, ophthalmological specialist from New York City, who said she could find some time to come over and help Martina.
Second service.
Second ball for Navratilova. Graf with a second ball to try to take the lead. So Navratilova, who denied her opponent 2 chances to break in her first service game, now is taking away 2 more chances, but here the third break point for Graf. And she takes the lead 4-2.